Mindset and attitude of selling. I have an incredible topic for you. This is part two of a three-part series on how to sell a prospect. For those of you who watched last week and watched the uploaded video on my YouTube channel, this is part two. Part one was about really understanding your prospect and why they buy. And it's very important because this part two will not make any sense unless you watch part one. So what I would like you to do, those of you who are watching this video and watching the stream, share your comments below. Let me know what you think, and buckle up because I have an exciting part two to how to sell a prospect. Okay, now I'm going to use the acronym ERS. Okay, now once you understand your prospect and you know why they buy, and just to recap on that, everyone buys, everyone invests. You, me, and everyone in this world buys or invests because we either want to or we need to. And 95 to 98% of all purchases, whether it's an investment or just material things, is all done by emotions. It just is. That's the way it is. Whether you want to accept that or not, that's on you. But I know that's what it is. So part number two is really taking the understanding of your prospect and now putting a menu in front of them so that they can see how valuable you are or should be or can be. And then you have to get them to want what they need. And basically, for me, what they need is me and my services. I have to get them to want what they need that's going to help their business grow in sales. Does that make sense? Okay, so what is number one? And if you master these three steps that I'm going to share with you in this part two, I promise you, you can't be any worse than you are right now. You're only going to get better, especially if you work on it. Now, number one is personal engagement. Why do I say personal engagement? Let me give you an example. When we post on social media, whether it's a regular content, a picture, or a video, what we're trying to accomplish is getting people to respond to that. Not just to like it and comment and share it. You want them to call you or message you to buy your services. That's the ultimate goal, right? On a large scale, a majority of that doesn't work. There's a small percent of people that when they do that, they get a lot of business. That's just a fact. And why do a lot of people do that? Because it's the way business is done right now. It's the way business is conducted. But more importantly, people are always trying to find a shortcut. That's just my personal view. So what I like to do, and why I say personal engagement, I actually call people and prospects that are following me on my social media platforms. The best leads I can get are those that are following me, liking my content, sharing my content, and commenting on my content. Now, I don't have a lot of followers as a lot of influencers, but I produce good business with it. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's the bottom line. So personal engagement to me is something that every prospect really craves and really wants. Personal engagement, I think, is the most important thing you can ever offer any prospect, because psychologically a lot of people don't do that. And when you give them the personal attention and you give them a personal presentation, it means a lot. Because I think texting emailing, and all those things in the initial stages of a relationship, I think it's impersonal. I don't personally like that. I don't do it. Once I have the relationship, then I do the texting, the email, and all those things that I need to do. But I always call prospects in the initial stages of the relationship. Always. 100%. So personal engagement is the most important. Okay? Number 2 is my personal experience. What happens with a lot of salespeople, entrepreneurs, and small business owners is they lack certain ingredients or certain tools that hinders their business. Number 2 is the power of rebuttals, or powerful rebuttals. I like to call them weapons. And you will be surprised that if you know how to deal with objections in a skillful manner, in a professional manner, you're going to have a higher conversion ratio. And I'll share an example with you. Some of my clients are real estate agents. And what happens is they struggle with getting for sale by owners, or what they call sellers, to give them a listing. And what I found out, speaking with over 1,500 for sale by owners the past year and close to 1,000 real estate agents nationwide, the major reason why sellers don't usually hire agents is because of 2 things. Number 1 is they don't see value in agents. Why? Because agents, either they don't really have value, and if they do, they don't know how to sell their value, offer their value, or share their value to the seller. And people want to buy value. People want to hire valuable people, right? So that's usually the case with for sale by owners and real estate agents. That's been my experience. So what they have to do, what I teach my clients to do, is get the for sale by owner or the prospect to want what they need. Does that make sense? And when you have weapons and powerful rebuttals, you're going to be able to get the prospect to want what they need, which is you and your services and all your products. And what does rebuttals accomplish within the selling process? Before I answer that, I really want you guys to understand that sales is not what you should focus on. Sales is an effect of a cause. Sales is the result of an action. Sales is the destination of a process. What I mean by destination, if you're going to travel to go on vacation, you're going to plan it, right? You're going to plan where you want to go. You're going to plan how much you're going to need when you get there for your vacation or your trip. You got to be ready to pack. You got to know how long it's going to take to get there. You have a process that you have to do before going on your trip, right? That's your destination, your vacation, your trip, wherever it may be. There's a process before you get there, right? The sale is the destination. The process is the selling. Selling is the vehicle. Selling is the cause. Selling is the action. Does that make sense? So when you have powerful rebuttals, it's going to lead you and the prospect to the destination, which is the sale, but more importantly, it's the relationship. So powerful rebuttals, it's a weapon, and that's number 2. Now, before we go to number 3, I want to add something else. What the rebuttals do in the selling process, this is very vital for you to understand. It accomplishes 3 things. It diffuses the objection that the prospect may have. And you always have to anticipate what those objections will be. And if you can do that, you're ahead of the game. What else does a rebuttal accomplish within the selling process? It increases your value as a salesperson, entrepreneur, business owner. You may not realize that, but it does. And number 3, it transitions you into telling powerful stories. So number 3 is effective storytelling. Let me repeat that. Number 3 is effective storytelling. Now you may be thinking, well, I don't like to tell stories. I don't like selling. Well, then you really don't understand selling. And you should not be in the business. Because everything we do in life is based on a story. When you listen to a podcast, isn't the podcast host telling you a story? When you watch a movie, aren't they telling you, showing you a story? When you listen to music, aren't they singing and telling you a story? When you go to a sporting event, aren't they telling you a story? When you watch a commercial or an advertisement, aren't they telling you a story? When you communicate with people in your business, in your personal life, right now, I'm telling you a story. Everything we do in life is about a story. It's called communication. It's called dialogue. It's called relationships. Those who tell the most powerful, effective, valuable stories produces the most sales. That's simple, not complicated. Give you another example. You and I, you watching this video, you and I can have the same product and services, the same script. If you tell a more powerful, effective, and exciting and valuable story than I do, you're going to produce more sales. The reverse is true as well. If I tell more effective, powerful, and valuable and exciting story, I will produce more sales than you. Everything is a story. So why not master the art of storytelling and then get paid for it? That's what the top salespeople do. That's what the top musicians do. That's what the top real estate people do. That's what politicians do. The only thing is they lie 95% of the time. But they're still telling you a story. It's based on lies, but they're telling you a story to get you to take action, which is to go vote, right? It's still a story. So don't fool yourself and don't kid yourself that you don't tell stories, because you do. You may not be good at it, but you're telling a story. Does that make sense? So part number 2, how to sell a prospect. Number 1 is you must master personal engagement. It's important. Number 2, master the art of powerful rebuttals. They're weapons. Use them. Number 3, master the art of exciting, effective, valuable, powerful stories. And if you master these 3 steps, watch you increase your value. Watch you grow your sales exponentially. Watch you develop more exciting, more healthy, more profitable relationships. That's a win-win. And here's the bonus. Watch you put more money in your pocket. Does that make sense? This is my mindset. This is my attitude. This is how I sell every single day. But every single day, I'm always getting better because I speak with more business owners and do more personal engagement than a lot of people do. Does that make sense? I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Share your comments.